So one day, I decided to post a question in the Honkai Star Rail subreddit community, and let's just say, that post blowed up. I couldn't believe that I got so many replies and never expected it to blow up that way. But I did notice that a lot of the replies shares a similar answer. So I decided to compile all of the answer and make my thought on who are the top 6 most forgettable characters in Honkai Star Rail. As a disclaimer, the list here doesn't mean the characters in this video are bad. Well, at least most of them are not, but you'll see what I mean. Let's get to the video. Number 6, Yangqing. What can I say about Yangqing? He's an ice hunt unit. He's forgettable due to how his kit works. To take advantage of his kit, he needs to do no damage, not even once. What this means that he cannot take any hit at all from his enemy. Now, in the earlier time of Honkai Star Rail, Yangqing was pretty strong. His key strength is his talent, Soul Steel Sync, which is triggered by his skill. This unique buff reduces the likelihood of him being targeted by enemy and boosts his crit rate and crit damage by up to 20% and 30% respectively. While this buff is activated, he has a 60% chance of making a follow-up attack on the enemy, dealing up to 50% attack and having a 65% base chance to freeze the target. However, nowadays, more enemies can do AoE damage, that's area effect damage, so there's little to no reason to use it in a team. He is only at number 6 because he became infamous for popping up during a streamer's stream when they tried to pull for 5-star limited characters on the banner. So he is still not that most forgettable characters in the game, but nonetheless, not many people would love to use this guy because of the current meta environment and just how difficult to use him.
Nice to meet you. I'm Natasha, an underworld doctor.
Number 5, Natasha. Natasha's a physical abundance unit. Other than that, she is a very well-worthy mommy character, if you know what I mean. She's a great healer for beginner players, but doesn't do too well for late game content until you roll and get a better healer or sustain character. Once you get a better healer or sustainer, Natasha will quickly be replaced, unfortunately. Though she isn't the most forgettable character on the top, as we have more to go. Number 4, Luka. He's nothing. Nah, just kidding. He is a physical nihility unit. Not much to say about this guy except for his cool robot arm, but he did appear in Celine companion mission, which was very heartwarming if you have played the companion mission for Celine. He also briefly appeared during the Ethereum War event, if you remember that event, which was basically like a Pokemon event. But other than that, in the companion mission, he has not made any other appearances since then. I mean, he's only a very forgettable character just because he plays only a significant role in silly companion mission, and it doesn't even focus on him typically. I mean, he is kind of important in it, but even after you complete the mission, he does not appear anymore, except for when he visits you at the Astro Express. When it comes to fighting, he's very good at inflicting bleed and easy to build, but other than that, he is at number 4 on this list. Number 3, it's Arlan. Arlan's a lightning slash destruction. Arlan is just bad. I mean, like, he's really bad, like very bad. If you remember him, he appeared in the first trade release mission at the beginning of the game, and he is the one who takes care of Asta's pet dog, Peppy. If you remember Peppy, and I think we can all agree that Peppy is more memorable than him. Damn! Arlan consumes his own HP to deal damage instead of using skill points. However, he has the lowest defense stat in the game, making him a paper thin. Most often or not, he is written as the game's most unusable character because of how his kit works. Though he could be viable now that we have a Ventry, a sustain unit that can put up a shield for all allies, and can provide support for his kit, but it is still not worth building him because of how conditional is requisite for him to even battle well in the game. The only reason Arlan is at number 3, in my opinion, is that he is continuously being mean for being the most forgettable character in the game, so the community still remembers him from time to time. And coming at number 2 is Hanya. Hanya is a physical harmony character. Hanya is unfortunately probably the most power creep character in the Honkai Star Rail as of now. The good thing is that she can recover skill point for the team, deals more toughness damage than most other harmony characters. Her attack inflicts a debuff, and when your ally hits that debuffed enemy, they'll gain a large damage percentage increase for 2 turns, courtesies of her talent. The only unfortunate or bad things about her is that, as mentioned before, her skill point recovery is outclassed by a much better support unit. And that support unit is Sparkle and Bronya. Other than her speed, her base stats are meager. If you put her on the team, you must consider how to prepare the setup for her talent and skill to benefit your team, since turn order will be most important for Hanya especially. There are better support units overall than Hanya, where if you are careful about skill point consumption, you may not even need a skill point recovery most of the time. At least for most cases. There are certain cases where you may need a skill point recovery, and skill point recovery can be beneficial, and if you don't have any 5-star characters, Hanya is your best one that you can use. It's nice to have, but it is usually unnecessary if you're careful not to spend your skill point too much or have at least Sparkle in your team. Overall, Hanya is majorly nerfed. I also forgot to mention 2 more other characters, so here's a special mention about them. First, we have Yangqing, an imaginary harmony character. A Foxian woman with a tragic backstory that makes her very interesting to learn about. She also appeared in the Autumn Alley Hustle and Bustle event. And let's just say that she's a, very, mommy character. She uses a stack called the Rolling Bowstring, which increases the attack of all allies by up to 80% at max trace level, while the stack persists, and she loses 1 stack on every ally turn after her. The biggest issue is that there are 4 party members in a single team, and her Rolling Bowstring effect will end before your 3rd ally's turn. So that means one of your party members in your team will not get the same benefit. This brings a challenge of turn order and speed management for your team, making Yangqing to be a bit difficult to build her for your team. The fun fact about her, at least so far in the game, she is the only 4-star imaginary character in the game. I'm wondering if there will be even more imaginary character in the future that isn't 5-star. Then we have Hook. Hook is a fire destruction unit, also known as the Pitch Dark Hook the Great, a single target DPS unit. Her skill deals up to 240% attack to a single enemy and has a 100% chance to burn them for 2 turns, with the burn dealing 65% attack at the start of each turn. This skill has an enhanced version after using her ultimate, making it much stronger, about 280% attack, and even deal damage to the adjacent foes, applying the same burn chance and damage. Unfortunately, Hook is the most forgettable due to that there are just better damage dealers in the game, like Jingli Yu, Danhong Inhibitor Lune, Blade, etc. She also struggled a lot in the endgame content too, like Pure Fiction, Simulated Universe, Golden Gears, and Swarm Disaster. And not many people uses Hook quite a lot too. So there is a reason why, because unfortunately for her, she needs to compete with a lot of the other damage dealer that does a better job than her. She's still a viable character, but unfortunately she just have too much of a high competition. Plus she's also a snot-nosed brat too. But, however, there is one character that is the most forgettable above anyone that I mentioned before. And that character belongs to, at number 1, most forgettable character in Honkai Star Rail is Misha. Who the hell is this guy?